But first, let's get to how we are here today. This place 11 years ago is where I got saved. I was 18 years old, graduating high school, and my best friend's sister shared the gospel with me for the first time, where I accepted Jesus as my Lord and Savior. I went on to that fall to go to Southeastern, where I somehow ended up in a BCM building, meeting fools like Jacobs, Breyer, Mason, Ronnie, all through the BCM building. And the BCM encouraged me to love on people, and eventually I ended up in the city of New Orleans doing my first mission trip, where we did homeless outreach, simply just sharing a sandwich with the homeless, loving on them, getting to know their story. And that's when my heart grew for mission trips, and I said, I want to do something. I want to make a fundraiser that supports these mission trips, and I created Survivor Durant. All the proceeds, there was an entry fee, and all the proceeds would go towards mission trips. After about 3 years, my time in college was done, but my passion for Survivor still lingered, and I wanted more. And so Survivor Durant evolved into a passion project. But I knew eventually this day would come, this day where it's time to call it quits. And I wanted it to all circle back to where it began, why we did this thing in the first place. My home away from home, New Orleans. And so that is why we are here at the place where I got saved. This place ultimately led me to you guys. And that's how we are here today, making history, the largest LRG prize of all time. $2,522. Give yourselves a round of applause for making it.
3 days ago, 14 of Survivor Durant's best began a journey to compete for the largest LRG cash prize of all time, alongside 2 of the greatest LRG players. Now, only 5 remain. Dylan, Survivor Durant's first mob boss, has played his most passive game yet. After aligning himself with Ryan and Taylor, he's chosen to steer away from his natural instinct to cause chaos, and has played it safe for the majority of the game. But now, in the final 5, Dylan sees himself with the only advantage left in the game. Will he use this double vote to cause chaos, or to simply make it to the end? Kirk, he's one of the most experienced players that you can find out there. In this game, he found himself struggling and fighting on the bottom for the majority of the game, having to utilize his strengths of social capitalism, finding advantages and finding idols to stay alive. Kirk has found himself immune at the last 4 tribal councils in a row, but now, with idols and advantages expiring, how will he stay in the game? Taylor has proven to be one of the most dominant people in this season of Survivor Durant, having driven more votes than anyone else and staying on the right side of the vote every time. She's been the secret puppeteer pulling the strings behind many of the votes for this season, and responsible for many of the blindside moments. But because Taylor is playing very in the shadows, many of the other players don't know her game. Can she make it to the end and get a chance to plead her case of why she deserves to be called the winner? Nate is the final Survivor Durant winner standing. He's gotten this far by playing a very passive and meek game. By sitting on his hands, he believes that he is not drawing attention to himself and can possibly slide through to the end. While the other players see embarrassment and weakness in Nate's game, he's hoping that that will be the argument to the jury of why he deserves to win. Will Nate get a chance to explain his game to the jury, and will the jury respect it? While Ryan might have started the game feeling awkward and unsure of herself, we've seen her overcome and grow in self-confidence. She's found herself in a dominating alliance that has ruled the majority of this game. Her social skills was able to bring in new players that she's never met before, like Taylor and Kirk, while her previous connections were able to draw in former players like Nate and Ronnie to stay loyal to her and give her ultimate control of the game. Not to mention that Ryan has dominated the physical challenges of this game. She also won an advantage that she didn't even need. We've also heard Ryan confess that she'd be content with 4th place, not having to relive the moment of coming in 2nd place again. Will this newfound confidence that's instilled in her continue? And can she make it to the end and overcome once more? All these questions and more coming up now on the finale of Survivor Durant. Can you find every hidden letter in the first 15 minutes of this episode of Survivor Durant? If you do, and you unscramble all the letters, you're gonna win $50. Just be the first person to comment the correct answer in the comment section below. Do you see those dollar signs and quotations? That's the episode's title. You are trying to solve what the episode's title is. And all those dollar signs represent the amount of letters you are looking for in this particular episode.
I think an idol's gonna be played. I think that idol is gonna be destroyed, and the person who played said idol will be going home.
I don't feel like playing an idol this round. I'd like to use a secret scrawl that keeps me safe if I'm the ninja.
I am going to put the ninja on Kirk to prove to everyone in the camp that I can isolate myself from Kirk and that I'm my own player.
I can't believe she's saving me right now.
Gabe, your journey has come to an end.
I'm not changing my plan.
I also just used an advantage. It's called the blackmail advantage. I gave it to Ronnie. I told Ronnie that he has to vote for Nate.
And then I have a double vote going into 5.
Ronnie, your journey has come to an end.
Food on the way home and go home and take a shower and then eat, or should I eat and then take a shower? There's just so many questions.
Yeah, I would say shower first just because we've been holding off on eating for so long that like what's another 30 minutes? Yeah. I'm gonna shower, that's for sure.
Shower first.
Shower.
Safety first, then teamwork.
None of the above. See. Thankfully, Ryan won immunity. Kirk seems to be ready to play his idol, which is what I expected to happen. And they wanted Nate to go home, but I don't want Nate to go home. I trust Nate. I've trusted Nate since the beginning of the game. And so I told them that I wanted Ronnie to go.
And should we put the rest of the votes on Nate too, so then we don't even have to go for rocks? Because then it'll be us 3 and Ronnie voting for Nate.
No,
it's wait
I
this
would
year,
prefer.
right?
I'd prefer Ronnie to go here.
Okay.
Sorry about Bravo and having to answer a question about you.
Oh no, you're good. he made you do it.
Yeah, I'm like, why are you making
Well, then he tried to make me say if you were a liar.
Yeah, right. I'm like,
That's
Jesus Christ. Like,
Sure. Maybe not. I don't think so.
like, I don't want to kick you while you're down at all either.
Right.
Sucks. Played my blackmail advantage on Ronnie, and I told him that he had to vote for Nate just in case any like funky business went on, because I didn't know if anyone would throw a vote on me or anything. So I wanted at least another name in the mix. In case I got 1 vote, Nate would at least get 1 vote. We would tie. I could stay in the revote. So that was that part. And then I pushed for Ronnie to go home with the rest of them because he's been my target for a couple rounds now. But I've finally been able to get him gone.
Yeah.
You ready to win? You need to win on your
Listen, I would, like, is it gonna actually change the outcome of the game? No, but I like to win just for pride's sake, absolutely.
I know. I haven't won one yet either, but
Once again, immunity is up for grabs. Ryan, I'll take it back. While the winner of this challenge will not be receiving a fire token, they will be receiving a 1 in 4 shot of winning the whole shebang. You're going to be keeping slack in a string on your board, keeping it balanced. You'll be placing letter tiles on your board, and you're going to be spelling the word beast. You're going to be spelling it from the bottom up, so you're going to want to start with the letter T, going up to B, stacking it up onto each other, anywhere on your board. If you lose a piece, if anything falls off, you need to go back and reset everything. Take all your blocks to the start, do it all again. Once you have all 5 stacked on top of each other, you will need to get behind the white pipe, and I will say 3, 2, 1, and you will win immunity. Survivors ready? Go! TSL grabs the wrong block. Everyone has the first block placed. Here comes the tricky transition. Nate, gotta go start over. Got Dylan and TSL in a slight lead.
Oh. Holy shnikes.
Dylan and Taylor, 2 blocks placed. Ryan has to start all over. Claim your block. Dylan going for it. And Nate drops again. Kirk has 2 stacks. TSL makes the transition. Really close to the hole. Dylan drops, has to start all the way over. All the way. Taylor's doing this in Crocs.
Oh yeah, rocking it always.
With her socks.
Oh yeah, socks and Crocs, best way to go.
Probably got some rocks up in that
Probably.
shoe. Yesterday I did see a fox. And it falls. Taylor has to start all the way over. Kirk now in a huge lead. Kirk is a school teacher by day, so he should be able to spell this correctly.
What do you say
I
about
couldn't spell
spelling
donor
ability?
in the first challenge. And it was a lot of work.
Dylan has 2 plays. Ryan has 2 plays. This is a tough one for Nate. Kirk very slowly going for his 4th. Dylan, 3 blocks in. Kurt 4 blocks lead. Dylan going more quickly this time. Has his 4th block. Gotta be careful. So easy to drop them. Kurt going by his own pace. He's not worried. Dylan places his 4th block. Nate drops again. Taylor drops. Kurt places his final block and loses everything. Dylan, the stack looks wobbly. Taylor going super slow when she doesn't have anything on her board. Dylan places his final block. This is the hardest part. You gotta keep it that way. But if he drops, Ryan would be the next in the lead with 4. He is looking super wobbly. And loses everything, inches away from victory. Opens up the game again. Ryan is taking her time. Going for that 5th block. Kurt loses everything. Dylan moving hazardly. TSL with 3 blocks. Ryan with 4. Looking for her 5th. Ryan loses everything. And now Taylor in the lead, placing her 4th. That's how quickly this game can change. This challenge can change. Dylan has 3 blocks. Taylor going for her 5th block. Kurt places his 3rd block. Dylan loses everything again. TSL places her final block. All Taylor needs to do is just get behind the white pipe and hold it for 3 seconds. 1 step over. 2 step over. 3, 2, 1. Taylor wins! Individual immunity!
Oh, that was so fun.
That was amazing. That was a good challenge.
Thank you.
Taylor, come on over. Guaranteed spot in the final 4.
That was fun.
Don't know who's going home tonight? It will not be you. Well deserved.
Thank you.
A couple idols were played last tribal council. So my riddle for you is, what normally happens when that happens? Give you some time.
I feel like I could have had a win and I messed up. I stepped on my rope and knocked it over, but I couldn't be more thrilled for Taylor to win. I think TSL is a badass. I'm loving that she's upping her resume and making her target bigger, but at this point there's not much room for voting people out. There's not a lot of time left.
That was so fun. Not just because I won.
I lost, so I feel sad for that. But Taylor won, so that's great for her. I don't think she's won an individual immunity yet, so that's great for her. Plus, I probably should stop winning things. People seem to think I'm good at things. I don't know why.
I think what Justin was saying is that when an idol is used, they're normally put back.
But Ryan just said, could it be a troll? I could have actually saved my idol last round, so I do have a little bit of like, duh, I shouldn't have done it. But when I knew the ninja was back on me, I just got a little scared of that +1 vote, so I wanted to play it safe. But it also looks like a dumb idol move, which I kind of talked about before, which I've done other times in games, like use it when you don't really need to. Maybe it will lower your threat level by getting rid of the idol and also make it look like you made a bad move. But the fact that I'm still here, the fact that I only got a ninja vote last round, I literally only got 1 vote. Like, things are looking up.
Yeah.
I think it's a troll. Like, because there's no real clue to it, you know?
Idol 5 is like a really...
Maybe it just wants some of us to run around and go crazy. But
maybe there's probably something out there.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to have won my first individual immunity challenge. I've been like pretty close to some of them and sucking in others, so it's just nice to finally I can breathe for once. Not that I have really ever felt like I was in danger, and I don't mean to say that in like a cocky way at all. I've just put in the work to make sure that I wasn't gonna go home. So GAMEMASTER found that idol there when he was looking.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good
for him. Good for him.
That's my guess. Or it was from someplace else, like the merge or something. I wondered if one was in the food.
Yeah.
So if the plan comes to fruition, Kirk is gone. Just because the dude's a beast. The ultimate plan comes to fruition. Dylan will win $2,500. But that is to be determined.
Are you okay, Nate? What happened? Yeah, why did you sprint away?
I don't know. I just had a hunch and I just lifted a bunch of heavy stuff for no reason, so.
Okay. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Did you get something? Do you need something, Nate?
Maybe.
What do you need?
Well, why don't you get a Capri Sun or something? So going into the final 5 tribal, the plan is for us to just put all the votes on Kirk and then he'll vote for Nate, so it'll be 4-1. So honestly, it's a win-win if Kurt does have an idol or finds an idol and plays it, and the 1 vote for Nate's all we got, then Nate goes home. Totally fine with that too. If it's Kirk goes out, great, that's perfect, that's the actual plan.
Just coughed right at my face. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm a little nervous, but there's nothing I can really do except to trust that Dylan and Taylor have my back. I think they do. There's nothing else I can do. I don't have anything to use. I'm not gonna go digging for an idol. If that's my downfall, then I'm okay with that.
Right now they're questioning where my second idol is, and I don't really have one. So I'm going to make up a lie that I found it at the merge feast.
I feel like he doesn't have an idol, and I also feel like there's not any more that are hidden, but we'll see. Because I don't think he would want to be looking for one so hard if he had one already. So.
She wants to play full board.
I know. Now she does, but
yeah.
I mean, I think it would work. Like,
Right.
with him. I don't think he has an idol.
Because starting me. Yeah, he started me. Yeah.
I don't think he has an idol. Out of my final 3 here that I'm with, I would like to go to the final 2 with Dylan. If it's a final 2, who knows? Might be a final 3. Could be spicy.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things either I'm going to go home or he's going to go home, and that's just what it is.
But you got us. I mean, for sure, lockdown.
I mean, if I don't, then y'all lose the game, so.
That'd be freaking nuts, yeah.
Alright, well, when you find this idol,
If there is one, it could be a troll, guys. I would never take Nate to any tribal council, final tribal, because he can out-talk me easily. He also is a winner, so he has that. I would take Dylan over Taylor because, 1, it's a guy. I don't want to be up against a girl because I feel like that would set me apart more if it's a girl or guy. And also, I think it would be more like, I don't know, I think like any of the 2 of us against each other would be pretty evenly matched. But I feel like Taylor and I have like decided a lot of things together. Like when we decided to get Briar out, like it was like a, hey, we should get Briar out. And the other one was like, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. So I feel like it would be hard for us to compare moves and strategy and stuff because we've kind of just been together and done everything the same the whole time. So I just think it would be not only like easier for the jury, but also like easier to compare to people's gameplays if it's me and Dylan in the final 2. Right, well, if you can use individual immunities till 5,
But it's not.
there's gotta be a final 2, right? There's no way
There's no way.
that you could be safe until
But
through
this-
5, and then at 4, you'd only have to win 1 challenge.
This is crazy. I really thought I was going to be first boot. And I was like okay with it. And I talk about it in my early confessional, like I wanted to experience like hardship in Survivor. And I've had it here for sure. I've had to vote out really good allies for strategic reasons that I personally am emotional with. And that's always been a struggle for me in the past to like separate that from the game. And I don't think that's always a good thing, but I really think Breyer could not have gotten me here like some of these other players have.
I think somebody should stay by him. So I'll do it.
Right now there's a troll out that there might be idols out here, so got to keep an eye on some people to see if they find it, because that would change plans if people did find it.
I spent
I
so
still
long.
wonder if it's a troll, the whole thing.
It could be. Well, and honestly, as long as he doesn't find it, it doesn't matter. You know? I mean, right? Like, we'll keep
distracting the conversation.
I mean, because we're trying to snip winners, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because then when you guys vote me, I can say king. I had to play from the bottom the whole time, and I've realized I can do it, but you can only do it when you have a good relationship and a good foundation with people, and that's the best advice I could give people for the start of Survivor. It's not about being sneaky at the start. It's not about just being a villain ever. It's about coming in and making honest relationships, and then I think you start playing the game as the game goes.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Gone untreated, those can kill you too, though.
Really hoping to find another riddle that would lead possibly to this, the possibility of an idol being out here. Because I've gotten some people's word, but we've obviously seen how that's played out.
I also know he's going to be the weakest in the challenges. Yes. But at the same time, I feel like there's no turning.
Oh, they're not good. They're not good.
Yeah, so I don't want to fight it, because then
Then it makes it look real sus.
yeah. He's still looking. I think it's a troll. But that's all he's gonna do right now is keep looking.
Is there something else on these papers?
You can look. I'm gonna just barge up in there going.
Scratch and sniff clue. Come on now. I want to be out of the loop.
My fiance for letting me come out here. I know she's probably just worried sick, hasn't heard from me in a few days. I don't know. Not saying it's still even likely, but maybe I'll come home with $2,500. She'll be a little more happy. Congratulations, you found a hidden immunity idol. And, you know, I've had to be put in tough situations to vote friends out of this game that have played this game with me. You know, that's hurt a lot, but at this point, you know, I'm playing for them vicariously. And I hope to make them proud on the jury.
How'd you know to go to the tribal?
I didn't necessarily know, to be honest with you. I just had an instinct. This is something that, you know, true Survivor watchers have always wanted, was for there to be an idol hidden at council. And so I was like, well, heck, what's a better time to do that than now? So just instinct, I started flipping things over and worked out.
I'm pretty sure those girls are going to jump to the net. I think so. Do you think it's a final? I think it's a final 2 now. I really don't think it's a final 3. Yeah. I thought final 3 forever. But now I think 5. Or because the idols get played in this round, I think it's a final 2. So that just makes it a little bit trickier because I feel like those girls are winning those.
So Ryan's insanely headstrong.
I know, but I don't think it's possible to get her out now.
I think Nate, there's a good reason to keep him because maybe he's not a threat. So I think I still need to convince them that I'm safe this round and just get to 4. I mean, if I win immunity, I win immunity, but these people are too good.
I do have a double vote, and I could shake some stuff up.
Hopefully it's time for Kirk to go home.
It's amazing to get this deep in the game. I've never been voted out at Final 5. This could be the first time, but it's an honor to get this deep in the game, and if I did, I will happily be a member of the jury and vote one of those jerks as the winner of the Battle of the Best.
Oh man, I'm anxious, dehydrated, I'm hungry, but we about to give it all we can.
Fingers crossed that they're not all gonna blindside me here, and if they do, you know, all the power to them, I guess.
Final 5. Here we are. TSL. Tell me about that challenge win.
That challenge win was awesome because I started to get close in a couple, but some of them we just don't like my performance in. But this one, this was great. It was a lot of fun, and honestly, having immunity at the Final 5, I can finally just breathe.
Kirk, you guys were given the old adage. What happens when 2 idols are used at Tribal? What did that mean to you?
Well, if it was any other game than Survivor Durant, I'd probably think there were idols out there. But I've started to learn that trolls happen a lot in this game, and perhaps that was just a troll.
Okay. Dylan, 2 idols were just used. You know what that means. What went through your head?
Wishbone-shaped trees.
Now, you did use a hidden immunity idol last Tribal Council. Why do you feel like you needed to use it? You didn't receive any votes. So what was sort of your reasoning for using an idol last Tribal?
I mean, when it gets down to this tight, I mean, everything's kind of up for grabs. And so it was more so just an insurance and validating what people had told me was going to be true. And so, I mean, it was really cool seeing that came to fruition, gave me some people that I feel like I can trust. And I mean, that's really all it was just backup.
So now that you have that validation, do you feel like you have someone that you will go to the end with, or could go to the end with?
I really hope so. Hope they feel that way.
What about you, Nate? Do you feel like you have found someone, your go to the end buddy?
I think if you're, in the Final 5, you have to have those conversations with people, a bunch of different people at some point in time, but it's always, who's actually going to be there when you get to 5, and are they going to have your back when it comes to the hard decision? So,
Ryan, at this stage of the game, how are you voting?
I'm gonna write it down.
I think I'm voting based on who has proven loyal to me and who I trust in, because it's those people that I want to go to the end with. not someone who I like think I can beat, but someone who like I like want to be there with.
So, would you also say that you're going to try to be putting someone on the jury that you feel like would give you a vote to win?
I mean, that's always the goal, but I don't know for sure.
Taylor, has there been any talk about jury management?
I actually don't think there has. At least not with me. It's something that I've subconsciously been thinking about because as like I said in one of my tribal answers, as you have to be cautious of how you send people to the jury. But I don't think there's been any sort of camp talk about it, which is interesting. It's a big factor, and it will win or lose you the game.
What was the camp life like for this Final Five round?
Well, when you gave us that riddle, it was a little bit chaotic for a minute. There was a couple people running places, a couple of people following certain people. So hectic to say the least, but I'm so happy that I just could chill.
Who did you notice running around being hectic? Who did you notice following?
Honestly, I think everyone was. All of the 4 of them have a reason to be nervous at this tribal. It's 1 of 4. There's nowhere to hide anymore.
So do you feel like everyone was just kind of babysitting each other?
Honestly, it was like cat and mouse. They were all looking for the idol, but babysitting each other at the same time.
Nate, do you believe that for this vote you could possibly be voting with people that you have yet to vote with?
From a what's the word I'm looking for? From a large perspective, no. I mean, I feel like I've been to tribal with this group of people now for several times, and there's several times that essentially this group has voted together. So I don't think there's anyone here that I'm going to vote with that I haven't voted with so far in the game.
Dylan, was this an alliance formed? Is this something that just happened naturally? Was there a promise or pact? Or is it just 5 strangers?
I mean, I don't believe in coincidences, so definitely didn't just like happen. Well, I mean, it did kind of happen, like just organically. I don't really think that it was sought out after, or at least I didn't seek it out. But I mean, when it, revealed itself in the shadows a long time ago, it was like, hey, this, some of this may be the way to go. I mean, and we're sitting in the Final 5, so I guess it was a good bet.
Well, let's see who will not be hedging their bets on a Final 4 spot. We are going to get to the voting. Dylan, you're up first.
Of course.
And by the way, congratulations, you guys, for making the finale episode. Whenever this gets edited into a YouTube series, this will be the finale episode, and you guys will be the stars. So.
Thanks, Dad.
There's another one. Shifting vote topic. Who do you want to have an advantage in the next immunity challenge?
Yep.
So,
You want to use it?
I didn't have a vote
Mm-hmm.
last game.
Right. That's right.
So now I have an extra vote.
Yes, you do.
And it can be on either side, correct?
Yep, it says you can vote again to vote someone out, or vote again on the shifting vote topic.
Okay.
All right, I'll go tally the votes. If anyone has a hidden immunity idol, now is the final time that you can play one.
Bravo, man.
Who are you playing this for?
Playing for Mr.
The rules of Survivor state that if a hidden immunity idol is found, all votes for that player will not count. This is a hidden immunity idol. All votes cast for Nate will not count. I'll read the votes. First vote. Ryan. Kirk. 1 vote Ryan, 1 vote Kirk. Nate does not count. Kirk. 2 votes Kirk, 1 vote Ryan. The 7th member of the jury of Battle of the Best is the legendary Kirk.
Love you, Kirk.
Durant, you've been waiting to do this for a long time.
I've been waiting for
I think the world of you. Kirk, thank you so much for being here. Your journey has come to an end.
I don't know if y'all of you know this. Today marks the first day that I've played Survivor for over a month in my life now. It's been an honor to meet all of you. And when you're 43 years old and you can meet all these young bucks and feel so welcome, it's a really nice feeling. Kick ass, you guys.
Love you so much. Legend. Legend. Someone give him a hug, please.
There's no way he's 43.
He is.
Crazy. That was a crazy vote. I'm surprised that there was that 1 vote Ryan.
Love you, girl. Thanks for having my back. I just don't think I can beat you. I hope this is the one that counts.
There was an idol. Good on Nate for finding it. Good on him. It's going to be a fun finale. I think the girls have had this game on lockdown. I'd be excited to see a female winner. I hope the dudes don't take them out at this point in the game. But it's been super fun. I had a blast.
It's been such an honor working with you and playing with you in this game. You're one of the best players I know and have gotten the chance to work with. But unfortunately, I have been in your shadows a lot in this game. I know that my game is worthy of winning, but I can't do it with you staying next to me.
Of course, everybody always wants to get further, but I'm really solid with 5th place. I made the finale episode. I'm 32 days into Survivor. I made a lot of new friends.
Kirk, my man, we started strong, but I cannot beat you. Don't hate me. You said you would. Please don't.
And it's just, you don't know how many times you get to play. It's such a hard game. You go through so many emotions and some good people here. And I'm just a bit emotional right now because it was such a fun experience. It's really been a legendary Survivor. For those of you that play these games, this one has been so authentic. We've been exhausted. We've been out in the tick-infested woods, snakes, everything's out there. It's the dangerous, probably, environment I've ever been in before. Fire ants, snakes, you name it. It's in Oklahoma, but this is the most fun game I've ever gotten to play. It is the most authentic Survivor. Battle of the Best is the best LRG there is. This is such a hard and real Survivor game. I'm so impressed with the production staff. They've been nothing but kind, hospitable, and gracious, and professional about and fair about everything they've done. And so this has been the vacation of a lifetime. And now I can go get some Whataburger. Bye, my friends.
But we got one more to read.
Forget about me.
Who will be receiving an advantage in the upcoming individual immunity challenge?
Ryan.
Taylor. Nate. 1 vote Ryan, 1 vote Taylor, 1 vote Nate.
Come on, Dylan.
Right? Yeah. Y'all don't love me that much.
Dylan.
Oh shit.
1 vote
Take it
for
back.
everybody.
My people.
And the player receiving an advantage in the upcoming challenge is Dylan. We will get to the challenge momentarily.
It's finally time that Kirk can go home. I'm in the final 4 that I wanted because I want Ryan, Dylan, myself sitting at the end. But I wanted Nate there in case because he's been so loyal to me this entire game and I've been so loyal back. So I just know with that final 4, I think I'm guaranteed a spot in the end. And all I need to do is pitch my case because I feel like I have such a strong game. I felt like I was going to win coming into this game. I really think that I can make it happen. And I'm really excited for this end game.
I mean,
It almost got me though. With that emotional pull.
My only
It almost got
problem.
me. I was like,
There at
I
the
know
end?
I had to like, yeah, over there, he was like telling me he was gonna, if I voted him out, he was gonna be an emotional juror and he didn't want to leave and not see me again on bad
Wow, that's
terms.
manipulative.
And like all kinds of stuff.
I
And I
had
was
to
like,
talk to her. I was like, no, that's talk. Like people do that all the time in live games. Like, please don't believe that.
I mean, I'm not ever gonna give up, obviously, and I'm not ever gonna like tell them that I'm fine with 3rd place or whatever. I don't want them to like know that. But so I'm gonna try. But like if I ended up not making final tribal, then like I'm gonna be perfectly fine with that. So still fine with it, but I do want to win.
I just kind of like now I feel like we can actually just kind of all compete. Like I think we all have a chance now.
Absolutely.
And we didn't.
Duke it out.
Yeah.
We didn't.
Yeah.
I think we do now.
Yeah, I really didn't either, and that's why I was like, we have to.
So, yeah.
It was do or die. When I saw you were close to the 5 blocks, I was like, as long as somebody beats him.
Right.
Making the final 4, it really is huge. I came to this game, thinking, I was going to have a huge target on my back. And, kind of like I told you in the early interviews, my goal was coming here with a diminished target and not be, the topic of conversation. And for the most part, there was always someone that was more threatening than I was.
Hey, if I win, it's all going to plant a church in a cartel land.
Okay,
So,
well that's not
all
fair.
right.
Mine's
Hold on
going
to that.
straight to my bank account.
Mine's probably going to like a bed cover. So.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll buy you.
Probably like a wedding maybe.
Man, it feels awesome making the Final 4. Getting this far, I was really, questioning whether or not things were gonna, fall into play. Well, y'all seen it. Y'all seen how it's playing out.
It's incredible that 3 members of Athena made it. I don't feel like you see that very often of an original starting tribe like that, especially, in this game whenever, we really, I guess we stayed the night together in our camp, but really as a whole, we really didn't spend that much time together before our tribe swapped again.
Friends.
3 pinks.
Look at y'all go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Pink tribe.
Oh, don't you dare.
Poor Edgar.
poor Edgar. That
Man,
was
this is-
awful.
Rest in peace, buddy.
It seems pretty simple at this point, If one of the girls win, they're going to take the other one. If me or Dylan win, we're going to take the other one.
Take what's in my right hand. It's an advantage in the next community challenge. You're giving it to me. I'm giving it to you because I'm trusting you.
Dude, you're gonna be better. Don't give it to me.
I just got one too.
Okay.
So it doesn't make any sense.
Let's go.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
That's how you do it.
Me and Dylan are both going with an advantage in this challenge. Dylan already had one.
30 to Dylan going once, 30 to Dylan going twice, sold to Dylan, $30.
When y'all watch this, you're probably gonna be upset. So, right now, Ryan and Taylor firmly believe that we're going to the final 3. Which, if it falls that way, I'm totally okay with that. But I'm trying to go final 2 with me and Nate. I've been protecting that dude for the last 2 days. I've put in a lot of work to keep him in the game and keep him here. And so I really want to see that come to fruition. I know he has my back too.
I'm definitely gonna try to win. Like, I will never throw a challenge or never not try in a challenge. I don't think that it paints a bigger target on my back with anybody. I think Dylan would still be loyal to me to take me past 3, and I think that like I have it set up to where it should be okay either way. So I'm definitely gonna try to win.
This would be a perfect time to, pull one out and be able to make a case to the jury. So let's hope it happens.
Welcome, Final Four, to your Final Four Immunity Challenge. Once again, immunity is back up for grabs. Taylor, I'll take it from you. Thank you very much. All right, for today's challenge, you're going to go to 10 different stations that are marked by a tiki torch. At every station, there will be a question for you, and you'll have multiple options. Pick the correct answer and take a letter from that option. Once you have a letter, you'll need to run to your chair and place your letter. Once you've visited all 10 stations, you will arrange those letters to make a 2-word phrase. Once you have the 2-word phrase solved, you'll begin one final puzzle to solve. The first player to do that will win immunity. Pretty straightforward.
I have something for you.
That is only for the final immunity challenge.
Okay.
Dylan, you won an advantage in the previous shifting vote, and here it is for you. This is the final challenge of Survivor Durant. For the first time ever, we are going to a final 3. So I only have one question. Who has a piece of Pandora's box for me?
I do.
Bring it.
I'm holding on to my advantage, hopefully to give to Taylor later on.
When Kirk had opened the lockbox, I was there with him, and in it was Pan B, classic Pan B. And on the back it says this has no power until the final immunity challenge, and it will give you an advantage in it. And so Kirk had been holding on to it, but that's also why I didn't want to let Kirk get to the final immunity challenge, was because I felt like he would give the advantage to me, and he did give the advantage to me, and I feel so grateful that he had even done that. He didn't have to do that for me, but I really hope that it does give me a little bit of a leg up in this, because it's not going to be easy. We started this game off on an extremely tough challenge, and it has just got harder and harder, so I don't expect this to be easy.
Okay, because you guys have pieces of Pandora's box, you will enter this challenge with an advantage. Before Ryan is allowed to leave her station, you guys will go out, collect a letter each, and then come back, and then she's allowed to leave. And to make it fair, you guys have to go to the first station and back. So the winner of this challenge will receive immunity and will receive the power of Pandora's box. Some of you guys, Nate has a lovely history with Pandora's box. Most of you guys know how Pandora's box works in a Final 3, but how it works in a Final 4 is a little bit different. And I won't keep you in the shadows this time. In the Final 4, Pandora's box becomes a Final 4 idol. And as winner of this challenge, you will give it to one person that you want to take with you to the end. So you're winning this challenge, and you're taking someone with you to the end. All votes for that person won't count. You're going to play it like an idol. So if you play it right, not only do you get to pick someone that you want to go to the end, but you could also get out the last person that you want to see leave. All right, let's start you at your stations. For a guaranteed spot in the Final 3, where you'll get to pitch your case for $2,500 and the power of Pandora's box. Survivors ready? Go!
Nate, your X and F are wrong. No,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ryan, your X and O are wrong. TSL, your O and X are wrong.
Okay.
And your N are wrong. And your F and your O are wrong.
Is that it?
That's it.
Correct. Nate, on to the final puzzle. Just correct. Correct. Yeah, phone. Yeah, perfect. Ryan has a row down. Several rows down.
Oh, crap.
Ryan wins final immunity! Ryan, come on over. For the final time, you will be the last person to wear this necklace. Yeah. I told you to suit your eyes. You will get to pitch your case to the jury why you deserve to win the largest LRG cash prize of all time. In addition, you have the power of Pandora's box, the Pandora's box idol. Choose someone to take with you to the end. All votes cast against that person will not count. Okay? I'm going to give you some time to talk to the Final Four, and we will begin the Final Four Tribal Council shortly. All right.
I was so stressed. I didn't think that I was gonna get that puzzle before Taylor, since we started at the same time. So it was super stressful. When I figured out how to do it, it just took time to get it done. And then there was another little snag, and then I figured out how to fix that part. And then I was just stressed, but I did it somehow. So great.
I don't know. I really, I think you have a lot better chance of beating me than the other two in this game. I didn't really do a whole lot. I just kind of lived, I guess,
Stayed alive, yeah.
Yeah, so I think either one of them,
Would you be open to playing it on me?
For sure.
Okay.
I haven't decided. I'm not telling you I am.
No.
But definitely open. I haven't thought about past 3 with you and Dylan,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
That's fair.
He for sure said it's a final 3, right?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, he said first ever Final 3. So, like, it doesn't, I don't know, I just feel like it's pointless. I feel like I'm picking a favorite, and I don't want to do that. Like, if I want to play it, I want to play it on you, for sure. Don't hear me wrong by that. But I don't want her to be, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm playing against her,
I don't think it really
right?
does matter.
If she's, like,
It's gonna be
upset
me, you,
about
and her
it.
sitting here.
Right, so she's not,
I mean,
she
you
can't,
played
like,
a hell of a game.
come back at me.
It kind of brought her to this point in the first place.
Yeah. The only pro for me to take Nate is definitely just because he is a winner. And maybe that would, like, show confidence. Like, I could beat a winner. Or it could just be really dumb and they'd be like, why the heck would she do that? He's a winner. So it's a pro, but it's also not in all of their eyes. So
I don't know. I think you're going to have a better chance with me and the jury, too, because I pissed off Kirk, and I think I pissed Ronnie off, too, writing his name down, so.
Nate knows that my personality type, like if someone plays to my, like, tries to play me, like, I don't really like that, so he knows to not do that.
That
So,
makes sense.
Yeah. Can't compete against two good talkers. Hopefully one of you guys are bad at talking.
Yeah. And I'm pretty exhausted. I mean, I can talk to people, but I mean, your game's gonna talk for itself. Like that.
Yeah, but I have to explain myself to them. Like, I can't do that.
Do whatever you need to do. I trust that we'll all vote out Nate. I would love if he could idol me, because I think if there is a challenge, it would just make sense. We need to make sure that Nate loses.
Yeah.
So yeah, just do what you think would make Nate lose.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't even necessarily think it's that you're having to sway them. I think by you being honest about the moves that you've made that have gotten you to this position, I mean, truth prevails, right?
Yeah. I'm stressed.
Here we are at the Final Four Tribal Council. What a challenge. One that probably could have gone on for hours, but I don't think any of us have hours left in us, production and players alike. What a weekend. One I'm sure that we will all forever and always remember. Ryan, you solidified yourself a seat in the Final Three, a chance to pitch your case to the jury as to why you deserve to be called the best. What's going through your mind right now?
Mainly just that I'm tired. But secondly, the second most thing that's going through my mind is probably just shock. I just didn't think that I would be here playing this game in general, not in the Final Four. But so yeah, just like shock and just the craziness of the last 2.5 days has just been wild.
Taylor, this tribal council's a little bit more complicated than a normal Final Four because the winner gets to take someone with them, just like the TV shows. That's normal. However, the person they take with them can still receive votes, and those votes can be canceled. So there can be an extra layer of strategy here. Just walk us through that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I tried to help make her decision, because she's gonna make the decision that she wants to make. She won the challenge fair and square, and it was not on me to try to control how she wanted to vote. It was more so just to reiterate what I had been telling her this whole game. I've been working with her since our first tribes had merged together. We were two of four girls. Like, the odds were already stacked against us, and we had shown each other loyalty from beginning to end. So yeah, it was just more so to talk about that, and hopefully that's enough in my case to make it to the end.
Dylan, what is a good case for you to make it to the end with Ryan?
Me and Ryan been through some ish out there in the woods. There's been a lot of puppetry going on, a lot of movement in the shadows to make things happen on the behalf of the people who honestly are sitting right here. That a lot was done by me. Ultimately, she is going to take who she wants to take.
Nate, making it to the Final Four, massive achievement. What would it mean to you if this is where your journey ends?
Definitely wouldn't be upset, but it'd be pretty emotional for me. not that per se I would ever even have the opportunity just from sheer volume of people anyway, but like this pretty much is, you know, as big as Survivor can ever be for me personally, you know, due to just, you know, just life circumstance. And so like this really is like all the Survivor, like this is Survivor on the grandest stage that I can ever compete in, and to, you know, leave, it would be beautiful in a way, would be emotional, but I would only leave with my head held high, and I just can't really be upset at that. So.
You guys all have unique and beautiful stories, and for one of you it will have to end. I hope everyone's ready. Ryan, I hope that you have your mind made up of who you want to take with you, and one more person will be safe, getting a guaranteed spot in the final 3. For 2 other people, it's going to come down to votes. So let the voting fall where they may. Nate, you're up.
Challenge winner only. Who do you want to save and place in Pandora's box? I'm loyal to the core.
All right, I will go tally the votes. Before we see who was voted out, let's see who has been placed in Pandora's box. The player going to the final 3 with Ryan to pitch their case to the jury is Dylan. All votes for Dylan will not count. First vote, Nate. Nate. That's 2 votes, Nate. Taylor. That's 2 votes, Nate. 1 vote, Taylor. 1 vote left. Taylor. We have a tie. For the first time in Survivor Durant's history in the Final 4, we're going to a tiebreaker challenge.
What is this now? Nate is one. It's Nate. Okay, what is the challenge?
You will follow me to your trial by combat. Nate, TSL, your trial by combat. A classic maze, as seen on TV for Survivor. You will use the strings in your left and right hand to navigate the maze and work the marble through it. The first player to land a maze in the center will get a guaranteed spot in the final 3. Simple as that. You know what you're playing for? Survivors ready? Go. All right. So because this is so hard, and we're both at the start, we're getting nowhere, right? Learning curve for sure, it's difficult. What we're going to do is we're going to put 2 minutes on the clock, and whoever's marble is furthest in the maze at the end of 2 minutes will win. All right, 2 minutes is starting now. 30 seconds. Seconds. 15. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, final 3. Oh my seconds left.
How did you? Oh my god. Good job, Nate.
With 2 seconds left, Nate got further than anything ever before. DSL, may I snuff your torch?
You may.
Let's go do it.
Good job. That scared me.
What a photo finish, a crazy finish to a crazy game. TSL, it's time to snuff your torch. You played one hell of a game, but your journey is over.
Good luck, guys. This experience was awesome. Like, getting to play with a whole fresh new faces of people has been a lot of fun, and yeah, I'm just so grateful for this experience.
Love you, girl. I just think I can beat them over you. Do you have any ill will towards, Ryan not voting for you to have the idol?
Yeah, I think that she made a huge mistake, and I think it's really going to cost her this final tribal council, which is sad to see. I technically know their games better than anyone, so if the jury if they want to learn anything, the best people to listen to are myself and Kirk, who have played the game with the 3 of them.
Ryan, Dylan, Nate, you have gone as far as you possibly can go in a game of Survivor. From now on, the power shifts to the jury. 8 people that you had a hand in, directly or indirectly, in getting out of this game. One of you is about to win the largest LRG cash prize of all time. Congratulations.
So that tiebreaker challenge, it was brutal. Very, very hard to maneuver.
It feels good to make the final 3. I'm excited. I'm nervous, but I think there's a chance that I can do it.
I feel nervous. I feel nervous about presenting a case of how I've gotten up to this point.
I knew for me to get in one of these final seats that I was going to have to make the critical plays at the right time.
I plan on explaining how when I came into the game, I knew it wasn't going to be super social out of the bat, and be able to form alliances and things like that. So I knew that I was going to have to get a couple of people from each side. So I kind of got on Ronnie and Gabe's end and on Taylor and Kirk's end.
I think my goal is just to be transparent. Just try to be honest with them. That's kind of, for the most part, how I've played. Yeah, I've had to do some shifty things in the shadows a little bit to make things shake out how I thought they needed to, but ultimately, I never drove any knives in anyone's bag.
I think I won 3 individual immunity challenges.
My physical game was, to an extent, intentionally non-existent.
I've just been trying to go all out. My body right now is trying to cramp up even given this interview, and there's been numerous interviews, if you watch, where I'm having to twist and turn because I'm super dehydrated.
I think that I did well socially. I competed in every challenge. I didn't want to throw any competitions or anything, but relax in the ways of if the vote wasn't going to go where I wanted to go, I wasn't going to fight with people and make them think that I had a bigger plan. I was just going to go with the flow with where they wanted to go.
I came into this game as a number 1
ranked player in Survivor Durant history according to the pre-draft or pre-game rankings.
I don't think I've ever really met a stranger, so it's actually really cool, you know, TSL and Kirk being here. I mean, those were out the gate 2 people that I talked to.
I just had to really get out of my comfort zone and just pretend I wasn't an introvert for a couple of days and just talk to people pretty consistently.
Knowing when to speak, knowing when not to speak, knowing who to go and speak to.
And I was always loosely aligned with the majority in the game, if not everyone in the game, at a certain point in time.
I tried to be in every clique, not committed to every clique, but at least let them know that I was present, let them know that I also had a vote, that I'm also here to compete.
I think just like building those bonds where I knew I needed to build them, and then trusting that Ronnie and Gabe were with me just from like past relationships from past games.
Survivor Durant has been a blessing. I remember season 1 that was just thrown together, a bunch of dudes who were living in a house together, getting the cops called on them, thinking we're having gang fights, and then having to explain to them that we're playing Survivor. I'll never forget that. But in here, you know, I mean, if you're willing to step outside of your comfort zone, I mean, there's blessings in all different fashions. Maybe that blessing may not be $2,500. Maybe it be, you know, telling a dude who thinks he only has one friend and then comes in here and like, bro, I'll be your friend for life, dog. I mean, so I think it builds connections and lets people know that even if you're uncomfortable, like, that's okay. Being uncomfortable is a good place. I don't think we should ever stay too comfortable. It's dangerous.
So, do you guys feel like you got?
I think we got enough questions.
You got some questions.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
time
I
to
mean,
hear from them.
there are things that I want to hear from all 3 of them.
Yeah.
All right, I say we go ask some questions and
Sounds
see
good.
what we can drum
Sounds
up.
good to me.
Congratulations, Ryan, Dylan, Nate. You guys have made it as far as you possibly can go in the hardest challenge that I could possibly create for you. I am very impressed, and you should be proud regardless of the result. From here on out, the power in this game will shift to the jury. We are first going to start by each of you taking your turn and giving your opening statement as to why you deserve to win this game. After each of you have given your opening speech, we're going to open the floor to the jury so that way they can get some of their questions addressed and things that they've been wanting to know. After that, you guys will give a brief closing statement and then the voting will begin. Okay? Ryan, as immunity winner, you'll be first.
Hey, all, first off. Okay, so coming into this game, my main strategy was to like get a couple of people from different pockets because I knew there was going to probably be a lot of different people here, and get just like build some friendships with different areas so that I could have people listening for my name and also just like have people on all sides that I could like talk strategy with and that kind of thing. I think I did that pretty well. It helped with like 2 newcomers coming in, with Kirk and Taylor. Ronnie and Gabe was really close with from like the other 2 tribes that were on the other camp, and then like sort of with Jacobs, sort of, who knows, back and forth, and then with Dylan kind of brought that in from like the Jacobs area, so then Dylan and I were close, so when we got to merge there was just like obviously lots of chaos and conversations happening, so I was able to like just talk with each of them, figure out where the majority was, and then just make sure I was on that side of the vote. I didn't really do much looking for advantages or idols, because like that personally stresses me out to have those, and I was just trying to not be stressed and play like my game. I did have an advantage. I never used it because I didn't need to use it. It was actually a really cool one, so sorry you guys didn't get to see it. It was like a little coin flip thing, for like safe, not safe, but I never felt threatened, so I never had to use it. And then like competitively I just wanted to try my hardest in every challenge, and And I did, and like I won some and lost more than I won, but won some. Genuinely didn't think that I would be sitting here, like truly. So had a lot of fun, and I've appreciated all of you for being somewhat appropriate. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan.
Coming into this game, obviously have played the majority of the Durant survivors, or the most out of the group that was here, outside of the 2 who flew in, which was really cool. I learned a lot from those games of what not to do. I used to be really prone to being up front, is the loudest person in the room, outspoken, trying to direct people what to do. I think being married to an introvert, and also just like maturing as a person, and looking back at how that's just nipped me time and time again, learning when to speak and when not to speak, and the right questions to ask, really helped navigate me into the groups that are present and those that aren't. Starting off, the tribe that we had winning that first immunity was awesome, and then I never went to another tribal counselor until the merge. I stayed in the winning camp. I literally physically gave it everything I absolutely had, time and time again. I realized that the individual immunities were tough for me, but also aligning myself with the people who I knew were probably going to destroy those immunities really played in my favor. Also just being open and transparent with a lot of y'all about where I stood, gain that trust or earn that trust, and then also putting forth effort if you were on my team. If I gave you my word, I tried to stay true to it. Obviously there's some of you who are going to question that, because I had to do a little shifting and some shadows to make the people who I wanted to be in the end with here with me. And I feel like I did that. I kept hearing Ryan's name come up as far as, man, she's calling the shots, she's running the team. So the moment we hit back to the merge, I knew who I had to get, not in my pocket, but with me, side by side. And I think, that definitely helped lead into, the fact that we're sitting here in the final 3, and even Nate. I know Nate at one time, his name just kept coming up, and I just kept dissuading people, hey man, no, there's bigger fish to fry. Nate's not, and through that, earn Nate's trust and his loyalty, that he'd have my back no matter what too. So my game was really just to be honest and open. If I had to do some sly stuff, I had to do it, and I tried to do it in an honorable way, but I definitely get that there's some, love you girl, who probably aren't going to feel that way.
Thank you, Dylan. Nate?
Hello all again. So I came into this game kind of feeling like I had to play a game that I didn't necessarily want to play. And that was essentially, it was just all, minimizing target. Whatever it could be, just minimize target. Make sure there was always a bigger fish. Make sure there was always a bigger target in the game. And make sure there was always somebody else that was going to take votes before I was going to. And so, a big part of my game was I really didn't want to win challenges for the most part. I'm not going to say, I obviously didn't put effort in, but, that was not my goal coming into this. My goal was, again, just to minimize my target and to just have ears around the game. The big thing for me was keeping my mind loose, keeping my connections loose, keeping my options open throughout the game, to the point that I would hear information from a lot of different directions, to the point to be able to go into tribal and make the votes that furthered my game. And there were a couple of votes that I did make, and a couple of decisions that I did make to ensure that there were people that were closer to me there were, seeing visible duos forming in this game. And then towards the end of the game, a lot of it was essentially just surviving the game. Whenever I had to make a certain play, I had to go do it, just to continue to further my game and to continue to find my way to the final tribal. The summary of my game would be that I came in here to survive. I came in here to play Survivor to survive, and to get in this seat, especially as a previous winner. Just having to minimize that target and get into this final winner seat. So, thank you.
Thank you, Nate. We will now turn to the jury, where you guys have a lot of questions, and we'll start with anyone who has a question.
Dylan, you obviously had a huge shift in play style this season over previous ones you've been in. That's kind of what everyone's been talking about. I was wondering if you feel like you maybe overcorrected in the opposite direction. If there were any moments that maybe you felt like you could have been more outspoken or even more reserved.
Really, the only one I questioned was voting TSL there at the end. I mean, because I really was pretty confident that it'd be me, her, and Ryan. With no offense to my brother here, I thought she played a better game. And I was like, if I can pin them against each other with full confidence that Ryan's taking me, then I mean it's going to be a coin toss which one of them ends up in this seat. And I mean the one I wanted here is sitting next to me.
Let me expand on that a little, because I think what we're trying to say is you went in saying that you played previous games and were that strategic mind and you did make decisions. So, and for this game, you kind of backpedaled a little bit knowing that didn't work for you before. Did you backpedal too much?
So I never backpedaled. I just knew when to not speak and when to speak. And honestly, out of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of you, I mean, I pushed you into the seats that you're in through the alliances that I had. And so...
Which 5? Yeah, can you expand on that? Which 5?
So,
how did you
between Peyton, Mason, Ronnie, Kurt, and TSL, a lot of those votes were aimed at my boy here. And through persuasion of putting y'all up as bigger fish than him, I mean, it was like, hey, maybe we should rethink this.
Different person. We had a long conversation, buddy, and I trusted you. I believe you're a very good liar.
He's talking to you, right?
Yes,
I
am.
was like, bro, I'm lost.
So, but you ended up turning on me. So I wanted to know why you ended up doing that. What you thought you had to gain.
So we went into the merge, and all of your pre-existing tribe members on the Ogre tribe had just said that they just didn't believe anything that you were saying. And they believed that you were blatantly lying to everyone else in the game, and they didn't want that chaotic element to continue into the game past the merge.
Okay.
And so for me to stay on the right side of the numbers, again, to minimize my target and to continue to survive, if I would have just come out and started trying to like full-blown defend you and full-blown trying to, keep you in the game, I would have had 10 people looking at me sideways saying, why are you trying to say this guy's lying to everybody?
Right.
Dylan, I'd like to ask you about the idle play. Was it the 5th or sixth? Final six.
Yep.
You played the idle and you didn't have a single vote. Like, what was your thought process behind that?
I was trying to prove to myself if I could trust the 3 of whom I was taking to the end. And that was my proof, which led to me giving away my advantage to him. Because I was like, okay, I mean, they've proven themselves trustworthy. I think I can take them to the end.
So,
and then
you think you took them to the end, or did they take you to the end? How did the dynamics of that relationship pan out? Who was calling the shots?
So, I mean, when it definitely with Nate, I 100% took Nate to the end. I mean, me dissuading people from voting him out time and time again. I mean, I don't know if y'all can like bring back some of those memories into your head.
Well,
I mean, that's
like that is how Mason's sitting there. That is also how Ronnie is sitting there, where even Ryan was like, hey, Nate's got to go. Nate's next. You know, this is the order. And I was like, well, hey, what if this? And I think that's where my strategy changed, where from being such an extrovert and somebody who's naturally a leader, having to like refrain from that coming to the forefront so people wouldn't see me as the threat that I really am, was more so like, hey, this could be your idea.
So Nate, how do you feel about those comments being made that he was the one that took you to win versus you proving yourself through challenges and through defeating Taylor in that challenge, like, you know, getting finding the idol at Final 5?
From a microeconomic level, that may be correct. However, if you look from the broader scope of the game, you know, there is a reason why there are certain people that pulled to me, and it's because I knew they would dissuade that target. And there are certain people and certain moves that I made whenever I felt like it was going to be my time to go. And if there was ever a time that I wasn't confident that I wasn't going to go, you know, I wasn't, you know, fully selling out for challenges or anything, or fully selling out for anything. You know, I made those moves whenever I had to, whenever I felt like, you know, there was some writing on the wall, obviously. I just feel like kind of what he is saying essentially played into my strategy that I mentioned at the beginning of the game, which is I kept information channels open, I kept places throughout the game, and I, you know, brought people in that would assist in my game to get me further. So.
You said you made moves and that you brought people in. What were the moves that you made, and who were the people that you brought in?
Very, very early in the game, I approached Kirk and TSL whenever we were on our opening tribe, knowing that if there was any chance of me going super far in this game, I was going to have to work with y'all. And I knew that as long as, you know, they were both in the game, that was going to be on the forefront of people's minds, and, you know, preferably not me, and that there was always going to be a bigger fish. The tribal, where we did have, we voted for 11, but we also voted for 10. You know, there was a lot of momentum for Kirk and a lot of momentum for Jacobs. And at that point in time, I did choose to vote out Jacobs so that Dylan would come to my side, and so that Dylan would be an ally of mine to further into the game.
I gotta go back then to the Final 6 thing you just said, because you said that idol play was to build trust with this core alliance. So you're saying that you were working with him, but you didn't trust each other early on at these decisions? So you didn't really have a...
He wasn't in that. It was TSL, me,
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's TSL, me, and Ryan.
Just to kind of take it off of YouTube for a minute and kind of hear a little bit from Ryan, since we haven't got to yet. There's a lot of things that we as players in the game perceived as you being the one that was pulling strings on your side of things, you being the one that was making the calls on who was going out. That list kind of fell pretty close to the one that you had directly told me. And, you know, as we go on and talk to more people, as more people enter the jury, it kind of started to sound like that maybe you weren't the one calling the shots, that maybe you were doing a lot more following than we initially thought.
I think I said earlier something about that I wasn't super trying to call the shots. Like, I definitely had an idea of what I wanted to happen, and Taylor and I probably talked about things first. Yeah. He's the first person I talked to about, like, when the next vote was happening. Yes. And genuinely, like, we just had the same ideas over and over again. Like, one of us would be like, oh, we need to get out Peyton now, and the other one would be like, yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. And I don't know if she was talking with Dylan as well, and then, so maybe like 2 or 3 of us for sure. But then her going to a couple of people and me going to a couple of people, making sure we were all on the same page where we wanted to go, and making sure that we were in majority.
Can I just say one comment before you ask your second part? I do appreciate you saying that it was a partnership, because it was. Like, anytime I talked to somebody, I wanted them to feel as heard as I was. Dylan, you saying that you voted out, or you were masterminding Peyton, Kirk, Mason, me, like, that wasn't only you, and you need to put a little onus on other people. So thank you for being truthful about that, because it is the truth.
Yeah, I definitely, you're right. I mean, it definitely took a team, and I think the 3 of us were that team.
All right, so second part of the question, I guess, falls into more of like a question regarding how much do you think your game plan you actually changed regarding your relationship with him. Because when we had initially talked, the throughout merge, 2 of the last people that you wanted to make the Final 5 with you were Nate and Kirk. And yet 2 of the people that made it to Final 5 with you were Nate and Kirk, one of which is sitting beside you and could possibly be beating you right now, and who you told me was a very big #1 target for you to make sure that he was not here. So how much do you think you've compensated in doing these joint partnerships when you could have made other decisions that led to possibly not having any of those people in a position to beat you?
Yeah, no, that's fair. I definitely wanted Nate and Kirk out before 5. Well, we thought we were going to get Kirk out here, and then it was just a wild time.
Oh, y'all.
So that was the plan, and then, like, for your vote, like, I didn't want you to go at all, but we knew he had that idle bin, so at that point it was too late, like, we couldn't get him on that one, so we were going to have to take him on this one. So for Kirk, like, that just didn't work out, but we still got him out when it was necessary to get him out, when we could get him out. And then with Nate, like I personally just wanted all of the winners. I would have liked for him to have also been sitting like right over here in these chairs, not over here in these chairs. But I don't know if it's a testament to like Nate's game or Dylan's game. I don't know what was going on. I don't know who was running the show, pulling the strings. But anytime that I tried to push it towards Nate, we push it towards someone else. And most of the time, the someone else was someone else I also wanted out. So I didn't, like I said, I didn't want to be that person that was like, no, we're doing this. Because I didn't want to be that kind of person, like as a threat or like in general, the one that was like verbally calling the shots. So if it was ever pushed off Nate onto someone else that I was also okay with, then like I was like, okay, that's fine, we can go this person if you want. So
I've got a question for either of you, because I think this is a testament to Nate's game. On the vote that I went home, what was the difference between me and Nate? Why did he stay? Why did I go? Can you tell me why without it being a testament to how good his game was?
So this is where gathering the information that I gathered, knowing the people that she wanted out, and then helping encourage the order of which that happened, which I think you could probably gather from her last statement. When it came to you and to him, honestly, just Nate wasn't performing. I mean, he wasn't necessarily performing physically, like, and due to some other issues at that point in time.
But he's admitted to doing that already.
Right. Well, in which, yeah, he can say whatever he wants to you. But I'm just telling you, from my perspective, it was more beneficial for me to protect him and to push you, because I mean, I don't want you here or there. And so
you would
for
rather
me
sit next to Nate than me?
Obviously.
You're crazy. Thinking that I would beat you and Nate not beating you is a colossal mistake in like knowing how like somebody can talk to the jury.
I mean, maybe
it's just a misjudgment on his part. It's not necessarily an indictment.
I thought I could trust him. I didn't necessarily think I could trust you. I know you presented a Final 3 to me, but the entire time I was also just reminding everybody the pact of the boys.
I wasn't a part of that. I didn't even play that.
But I know. But I'm just saying, like, that being a factor in me knowing that had been a factor previously, and continuing to bring that up and remind the people who also knew that was a thing in the past. I mean, I couldn't trust your word necessarily, and it's not a testament to you as a person. I mean, outside of this, like, yeah, I mean, I think your word's gold, but inside the game, I mean, man, I thought that you would honestly take one of your dudes over me, and if I could prove loyalty to him, and then no matter what, I mean, we were coming to the end with it.
The statement about the boys would make perfect sense if you weren't sitting next to the grandmaster of them.
Right, but that grandmaster was like dragging ass for half the competition. No offense, like, I mean, you can take offense if you want, but I mean, there was just times where like Nate himself was just talking about like he was humiliated by how he thought that he was performing, and constantly me having to be like, hey dude, you're doing great, keep going, like it's gonna be all right.
You wanted the boys out, but the #1 guy in the boys alliance was that guy right there.
Yeah, the one I liked the most.
Why would you take the one that beat you in that season? He beat me.
You've all
beat
beat
Ronnie.
Me. What are you talking about?
And
you've all beat me. He's beaten me.
I
You've
haven't,
beaten me.
I haven't beaten
He's
you.
beaten me.
He hasn't beaten you.
I haven't beaten
You've made it further than
Well,
I
I
have.
think-
That's beating, in my opinion.
I
Is
think
it
we're
not?
getting
I
away
don't
from
think
the point, guys.
Ron, you played one hell of a game. You and I had history coming into this thing. We kind of briefly discussed running it back. What ultimately was your hesitation in that?
I did want to work with you, not like far work with you, but like
Understandably so.
far work with you, you know,
Sure.
like somewhere over here maybe. And it just like you kind of got a sucky deal with the travel you went out on. Like it was just a bad time to go. I didn't vote for you to go. Like I voted for Kurt to go that time because we had made that deal.
I'm really proud of you three. Y'all are all from the same season that I started in. And I've really gotten to watch Nate and Ryan grow up as players. Dylan, some of yours I didn't get to see, but I'm impressed with all three of you just in general getting to see from where you started to where you are now.
I'm voting for the person that to win not only Battle of the Best, but a great cash prize. And I want it to go to the person that deserves it the most based off of this game.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree, because I think that too much talk got brought into other games.
Yeah,
along the lines.
that
And I
doesn't
just want
matter.
that known right now that whatever this vote is, it's strictly based off of you guys' gameplay in this game. And you guys are here because of this gameplay, and that is the gameplay that we are going to judge you based off of.
Absolutely. And I'd like to add one more thing to that. I said at Tribal Council a while ago that I think it's important to eventually check all those boxes before you get to Final Tribal Council if you really want to sell it. And I truly think only one of you has checked all 3 boxes, and that's the player that I will be voting for.
All right, jury, thank you so much. I'm going to give you final 3 the opportunity to say a short closing statement if you wish, starting with Nate.
Almost every question that we had and every interaction that we had, even if it was from other players, just played into my gameplay and what I said I wanted to do. Even other questions, they played into the game I came in here to play, and every statement that was made, a lot of times it backed up into the gameplay that I came in here with. Really appreciate playing this game with all of y'all. I'm really thankful to have this opportunity to come and play. Like I said, this is the grandest stage that I'm ever going to be able to play on. So I am, thankful and honored to have got to play that with you guys. And, I'm also thankful that, as a winner, a previous winner, I was able to sit in this chair and make it this far.
Man, this was legitimately the battle of the best, though. I mean, it's been awesome to play with y'all. For sure. I do want to apologize for my moment of arrogance in saying that, I voted certain of you out. I know that, obviously there was other people involved in that, in teamwork and all those kinds of things, so I don't want to say that, I head honchoed this thing all the way through. In saying that, I do want to say that, obviously I played a key part in driving some votes and in maneuvering others out of the fire for my benefit. I tried to be honest and have integrity of how I went about it. I do know, though, only having certain perspectives that may not look like the case. But I trust y'all's decision, so thank y'all.
I don't really have a lot else to say about game or anything. I feel like we've kind of talked all that out, but I just want to say thanks to Cheston for continuing to ask me to play these games, because I normally say no, and then he's like, think about it, and then I'm like, okay, yeah. But I always have a lot of fun, so I'm just thankful to be here, and I like to meet new people and see old people, old friends, not old people.
Thanks, girl.
Sorry. Old friends I haven't seen in a while, people I don't talk to as much as I used to, and make new memories with friends I'm still close with, so it's just always good, fun to be a part of it.
Jerry, I'm going to give you guys just a moment to gather your thoughts.
Great job, man. You earned it. If it wasn't me, it had to be you, man. And so I'm really proud that it's you in that seat.
came into this game, you played the game that you wanted to play, you articulated every point to the point where the other two people's arguments only fed your own strengths. You're a master of this game. You played the game that I wish that I knew how to play and that I want to play someday.
I definitely had someone else in mind when we came into tribal.
I think that you played the best overall game from start to finish, and I'm extremely proud of you. Even though you may not be the best speaker, I do know your game very well, and I think you're deserving of this vote. There's no second argument, right?
Taylor, you're not done yet.
Get out of here.
Thank you so much. Let's see who our winner is.
Woo! All right.
Yeah.
Let's go. Do it. Woo! Votes for a winner. First vote, Dylan. Second vote, Nate. Ryan. Nate. 2 votes Nate, 1 vote Ryan, 1 vote Dylan. Ryan. Tie. 2 votes Ryan, 2 votes Nate. Nate. 3 votes Nate, 2 votes Ryan, 1 vote Dylan. Ryan. Tied again. 3 votes Ryan, 3 votes Nate, 1 vote left. Right. The winner of Battle of the Best is Nate! All right. Yeah. Good job, guys. Good game.
They tryna mess with your mind or something. They tryna play with your grind or something. They wanna see you back off of your calling, yet they tryna mess with your shine or something. For lack of a vision, and people compare us, commit to the climb, even when it hurts. Only 2 things in life you can control. It's how you spend time and how hard you work. So hard work, God first, yeah. Hard work, God first, yeah. Hard work, God first, yeah. To the day I'm in the dirt, yeah. Jesus Christ is Lord, yeah. I know who I serve, yeah. When my life was hard, yeah. All my prayers were heard, yeah. So hard work, God first, yeah. Hard work, God first, yeah. Hard work, God first, yeah. Today I'm in the dirt, yeah. Jesus Christ is Lord, yeah. I know who I serve, yeah. When my life was hard, always been there, my prayers were heard, yeah. She said, Z, you work too much. Since I was a kid, I knew I was the one.
You just won title of Sole Survivor for season 9 of Survivor Durant. Can you just tell me what's going through your mind right now? Like the tears, the emotions, like
Obviously saw this coming.
You know, this is the 3rd time I've said this, but now it's even, bigger. This is the grandest stage that I was ever going to be able to compete on.
Checks all the boxes. Outwit, outplayed, outlast.
There's so many people that had a hand in it. So many people that had to come together to, play or production or, just create the game.
Nate, you played an excellent game. I thought you gave me the slip, but turns out I just misplayed and you had to protect yourself, and I respect that.
It was one of those things I didn't even know if, I was going to physically, be able to do something like this, and I was just overcoming that. It's a great feeling.
Hey, buddy, you played a good one. I don't necessarily like that style of gameplay, but everything Dylan said only proved your point even more. And so I just think that you outplayed the other 2. Simple as that.
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you so much.
We have one last troll for you. The prize wasn't $2,500, it's $100.
Nice.
Woo! There is is your prize amount.
Thank you so much.
$2,522. It is yours. Congratulations.
Whataburger on Nate! Whatever you want.
Yeah.
We can truly say that when it comes to Survivor Durant, Nate is the best.
Easy there, bud.
And that is our game.
You are my soul, you are my strength, help me carry on. You bring me hope, and now I know in you I belong. You are my soul, you give me strength, help me carry on. You bring me hope, and now I know in you I belong. You are my soul, yeah. You are my soul, yeah. You are my soul, you are my soul, young cash crystal, hotter than a pistol. Go global from Shanghai to Bristol. Progress is not invisible, demons think I'm invisible. Sting no billboard float like a dirigible. I'm an original, yeah, they can't can us. Aiming for the ceiling like the cameraman panned up. Remember they ran the pole, put it from the trunk. Told us if we talk then we lose more than just our lunch. That was how the district, before the things were different. Before we started winning, before we had that division. Before we got the city to wake up. Back moving packs with JJ and Jamaica. Told me about the game, told me what an ounce do. Before I started cooking up the beats that you could bounce to. Working from 9 a.m. out to midnight. By the skyline, praying it be my time. I'm so thankful, and I'm so grateful. Lord, you cover me and keep me safe. I'm so thankful, and I'm so grateful. Lord, you cover me, you're all I need. You are my soul, you are my strength, help me carry on. You bring me hope, and now I know in you I belong. You are my soul, you are my strength, help me carry on. Yeah, you bring me hope, and now I know in you I belong. You are my soul, you are my soul, you are my soul. You are my soul. You are my soul. You are my home. You are all I need. Without you it's pointless. Without you it's pointless. 'Cause you are my soul.
That's our game. It truly was a battle of the best. You know, when I think of a game of Survivor, I can't help but think of a microcosm of what God's plan for our world is. You know, in a game of Survivor, we are quick to lie, betray, and backstab each other. But when it's all said and done, if we're good sports, we will forgive, forget, and live in harmony. How much more so would a God who gives perfect love be quick to forgive us of our transgressions? He's already demonstrated his love for us in this. While we were rebellious sinners, he still sent his one and only Son, Jesus, to take our place and our punishment while we were living in unrighteousness and sinfully, to die on the cross in our place. God doesn't want your money. God doesn't want your works. God wants you, your heart, your soul, and he wants you to have a real relationship with him. God didn't send Jesus into the world to condemn the world, but he did so that the world may be saved through him. And if you believe in your heart that God raised Jesus from the dead, and you confess with your mouth that he is Lord, you will be saved. It's that simple. God has already saved me in such a way that he's taken away my anger and my depression and has given me a joy and a peace that I've never felt in my life, that I've never experienced in my life, that I couldn't get any other way. And if you want to know him today, all you have to do is seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened. God wants you to know him today.